Everyone who's spent time in the working world has a painful near miss to point to. The promotion they thought was theirs, until it went to a coworker instead. The funding for a dream project that almost came through. The rejection call from the recruiter promising that it was so close, we really loved you, it just came down to you and one other candidate. For women and people of color especially, a career path is often filled with those moments. But new research offers some support for the old adage espoused by thinkers from Nietzsche to Kelly Clarkson. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. A study out of Northwestern University's Kellogg School of Management, published this month in Nature Communications, found that people who persist after suffering setbacks early in their professional lives are likely to not only succeed later on, but to surpass others who had early successes. The study looked at early career scientists going after high-profile grants, comparing those who had just made the cut to those who had just missed out on getting the money. When the authors looked at the young scientists' trajectories over the following decade, they found a dramatic split. On the one hand, those who hadn't qualified for the grant appeared more likely to leave their field altogether. On the other hand, the ones who stayed went on to publish more successful, widely cited papers than their peers who'd gotten the money. Kellogg professor Benjamin F. Jones, director of the school's Innovation and Entrepreneurship Initiative and one of the study's co-authors, says the major takeaway is that failure plays an important role in success. Imagine you're a venture capitalist and two people come to see you on the same day, Jones says. They look the same, except one had an early success and one had an early failure. Our results suggest the one with the failure would be the better bet. The caveat is that the failure can't be too major. We're not looking at people who failed by a mile, Jones says. It's about narrow wins and near misses. Failure, Jones explains, is a screening mechanism. Some people who fail early simply give up. But if you stay in the game, you tend to outperform those who won initially, he says. It might be easy to believe, oh, I didn't get it, and now the people who did are going to get all the resources and I'll never catch up. The reality is you won't just catch up, you'll surpass. In short, it gives scientific credence to a very encouraging idea. In some cases at least, determination trumps privilege, and hard work really does pay off. The key is to not let the setback push you off track, something that can be especially difficult for women and people of color who often lack the support necessary to survive a setback. The fewer people at the top that look like you, explains Kimberly Reed, head of the diversity consulting firm Reed Development Group, the harder it can be to bounce back, creating a revolving door of marginalized workers who give up on a career goal when something goes wrong. People get passed over, or their trajectory is not as strong because they're lacking in the mentors, sponsors, and network they need to survive professionally, says Reed. I have a job because organizations are not equipped to develop or retain women and people of color. In sessions with mentees, Reed says she encourages them to continue pursuing success after failure. Get your cry on, then put a smile on your face and think about your next move. That's what you do about failure, she says. You didn't get what you needed right now, but you stay in the race. Buck up, dry your eyes, and get your ass back to the office.